Here's your accessories box. Inside your accessories box, it's gonna have all your extra parts for your patients, right? First, your manual, then it explains everything I'm gonna explain today. Pretty unnecessary. Here's a guide with several pages that I would say put out somewhere near, and it explains if an image is not of quality, it gives you some reasons why. This is all patient positioning. So I'd say sit this somewhere to the side.
So if it's not a good quality, it's patient
most
positioning.
likely patient positioning, and then afterwards you come to me and I pretty much diagnose if it's patient positioning or something that has to do with the machine itself. You would be able to tell. They give you examples of bad images and different types of images that are good quality and lower quality and things that are understandable, right? Has the manual, which is not very necessary here. We have our different types of guards. We have our TMJ supports. So in this case, we would, and I'm going to show you, we remove some of the parts there, place in the TMJs, and put them in your patient's ear, and you'll be able to take a TMJ scan without having anything to support, and you will do one to the left or right, and I'll show you how to offset it. Your bite blocks, you have several, because some patients break them, they bite too hard, or we drop them, and sometimes things happen. We have our sleeves here to put over to protect the patient, obviously, the hygiene-wise. On the next box, and hopefully that doesn't fall out, these were your original temple supports. For the normal panel scan CTs, you're going to use the same temple supports. I took that out and put it on there for you. This is also a DVD that explains some things for you. And this is a cup for an indentureless patient, right? And I can explain that coming up.
Oh, so it actually has a remote control too?
Yeah, here it is. I'm holding it. So you have a remote that can do the same thing. Raise it, lower it. The only thing the remote can't do for you is acquire your images. You have to use that exposure switch. That's a safety, and by regulation you have to have that. So here you can also adjust the canine view, which I will, when I get her positioned correctly, I'll show you where it is. This is a little piece you can set on the wall if you need, and it's magnetic, so it attaches and holds the remote for you. And for the exposure switch, whenever you guys feel like, if you feel like screwing it to the wall, this gives us a holder for it. So very simple, very easy. I'll leave you with some extra screws here, and you can do what you need. So I'll put that in the box for you.
Thank you.
All right. So to position her, make it a little lower.
What do people use most? The remote or they're standing next to the patient right there?
For me, I use the screen here.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's usually easier, but the remote, it has the same function now. It also has a rotation button. Not very necessary. The only reason why you would use it is to step back for a second. Only reason why you use it is to get the patient aligned. Show them, hey, it's going to rotate like this.
Okay.
If you be very careful, stand here. Okay. And if you want to practice the patient being inside the machine, if you feel like your patient's shoulders are too high,
right,
turn the machine off. So I'll show you for example. You turn the machine off, you're able to rotate it. Just all the way around. So this is like a demo practice for any patient. So you don't have to take scans immediately. Just see if you have a patient with a different body type, if that makes sense. So you can rotate it around them and say, okay, we're good for clearance, and then you take your actual scan. And so when you turn it on, it locks it. That's why I couldn't show you then.
Right.
But it's gonna lock it in place. I'm gonna rotate it again so it can be in a good position, and then I'll set her up for her scan. Things to pay attention to. I've noticed that we always have a mirror here, and there's a mirror behind it, and it causes a weird reflection issue where the patient, when she looks at it, she's gonna see like a wobbly version of her with big eyes, and it's really just because it's the weirdest thing. I've never seen it before. But you can, if you're gonna leave the mirror there, just explain it to them, or you can slide the machine over more. It's up to you.
There's the mirror.
I mean, we'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of distracting because I was looking at it, I was like, why is my face weird? And then I realized I just have a weird face. The software that is included with the package. So in this software, this is Rayscan. There are two different ones, Rayscan and SmartDent. Rayscan is your software for capturing. SmartDent is your imaging software for basically it's like a gallery of all your images, everything you've taken. It's basically a database, right? In SmartDent, I'm gonna launch it now. They're two different programs, and they look slightly different, all right? Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I took a test image earlier, and I named it test, and basically just one panel, one CT. And you'll see the CT had nothing in it, just blank CT, and the panel didn't come out as good. That's why I knew I needed to do something to it. But that was our images from earlier. You would come to the left here, your search. FMX is if you were to have do a full mouth series. You can break a panel image into separate little, as we can say, like intraoral scans. Right. So that's also an option for you, and I'll show you how to do that later. You can import and export your images into the patient's file. So let's say I wanted to import, we would just need to find a folder with a scan, a DICOM, several DICOMs, or one panel JPEG, and we would upload it into their patient file. You guys are going to use OpenDemo, right?
OpenDemo, yeah.
Yeah, so some of this is not important. But you can export, which is important. To export, we have options here, CT and panels. And we can export. Don't click reject. If you click reject, it will take it off of the screen, but it's not gone forever. Just give me a call and I'll find it. It's in the D drive somewhere in there.
So if I need to export it, can I uncompress it so that I can put it into like a zip? And then
Yeah. So for instance, I can export here. It takes us to an export, our export tab, which is normally not accessible. We find our path. Let's say you want to put it in your desktop. From when you save it to your desktop, compress it there and then send it wherever, or if it's like your DICOMs, compress it and send it there. I don't believe that I can compress it now, but you do have multiple options of publishing a CD, DVD, so if you want to give it to a different office, you want to send them a CD, or you're going to just download a USB and hand it over to them, that's fine.
It'll come with the software to open it?
For CTs? Yes, so that is this software. Whenever
No, if we give it to somebody else.
Oh, okay. So that isn't okay. So if you're going to give a CT to a different office, there is a Zealous software has a with viewer option. So you can send it to them with a viewer. They can only manipulate as much as you give them access to, and they can't resave it, but they can look at everything that you showed them. So basically, you can show them it's like a demo version, but for you have the full license. Also important is burning with overlay, or if you just want to add just the patient's name to it, just so you can know which scan this was, who it was. So that's everything about SmartDent. Really not much to it. You can go from today, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, all the way around, right? I usually do clear and search, and it pulls up every scan that you've ever had, because it clears out the dates. You shouldn't have to do anything. I don't really like the thumbnail version of it because it looks weird. It's like makes it 2 times as long. So I use the list. And everything else in the settings, we'll take care of that. You don't have to worry about those kind of things.
What'd you say? The export tab's usually not there. You
the
said
export
something.
tab is only there because I put so let me remove it.
But it's gonna be there, right?
Oh yeah, but you just can't click on it like normally. You would have to go to the patient, click export, and then get to the export tab.
I don't understand. Why'd you remove it when I leave it there?
Oh, I only removed it to show you that the export tab is not.
Okay.
I can't click it, but if I click on the patient and then I go here and export,
okay.
Now you can get to the export tab. And you can add as many as you would like. You can put all the way down. I've never seen a full screen, so I don't know how many it stops at. You guys can test it. But I've had up to like 5, 6 down here, and I've exported all of them. So it works out fine. From here, I get a lot of questions about this. Just how you get back. Just click search on the top, okay? Search, image, FMX is, you guys don't have our intraoral sensor. This is all that would be used for. But this is how you get back. So from here, we'll go back to Rayscan. Rayscan is our capturing software. If you ever click this and you see this, it just means it's open at the bottom. It does the same thing for both of them. So here, it may start on your MWL screen, nothing there. You're gonna move to patient. Review is kind of like how we can take a look at the image before we take it. Before we save it. But I'll go over that in a second. So export. You can also export from here. Do your panel cutting, print, accept, send. Really, all you need is the patient part. So inpatient, we can create a new patient. We give them an auto as an ID, and then we'll type in first name, last name of the patient. So that's for you. All right. So now we have our new patient. We'll double click our patient. And just to show you, it is much different in SmartNet. You can do the same thing in SmartNet. You can create a new patient. Auto, put the
PAUL. Paul. SZOTT.
That's good?
Yep.
Gotcha. We're gonna put your actual birthday in. And here, if you double click, it's gonna take you into the patient. So that happens a lot where like the new customers that say, "Oh, I double clicked it and then they didn't." You have to do that in a Rayscan to take image. You can take images from here too, though. It's with these options at the bottom. Okay. So We'll do the normal way, the easy way, the way I prefer that you go through it, and then I'll explain that later. So back to Rayscan. In here, we'll take our scan. We have CT or panel. We're gonna do which one first?
CT.
CT. So we'll do our CT. When we click scan, it's gonna take us into another page where we have our options to select different types of scan. Most likely, you're gonna stick with the first option, which is gonna be our standard scan. And we do have different selections for body types. 90% of the time, you're gonna use this body type. There's really no reason to change it unless a specific patient the request is lower radiation, lower values. If it is a kid, then possibly. But most of the time, this is the best version.
For me, it'll be the one on the right.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But again, 90% of the time.
Are we looking at bones or are we looking at fat?
So, 90% of the time, you just want to stick with this one. If in the case the image comes out bad, then you should change it. It will change the values. It should change some of the values down here. Usually it changes to show you. Like, for instance, just the kids one will change those values of the difference in the KV and the MA. But leave it on HD. Don't change it to standard. That just changes the resolution. The only reason why we'll change the standard is we record, like you call us and say something's going on in the image, and then we'll change the standard and take a normal image like that. But leave it on HD otherwise.
What if they really want less radiation?
Then you have the option to lower it on your own and to what you would feel would be best for that patient. It does mess with the quality of the image.
If you go to standard.
Yeah. So no matter what, lower radiation is going to mess with the quality of your image. From here, I will position her, and this light indicator turns on the lights, your sagittal, your Frankfurt line, and everything. That's all going to be on each other device. It's on the remote. It's on that. So I don't really ever use it here. So I'm going to click ready. It's going to rotate first. And I suggest putting your patient in after the first rotation and not, because then they think they took a scan already. And then they get paranoid and like, oh my God, he's taking two scans, 3 scans on me. Oh my God. Gotta restart. Here we go. Give me 1 second.
Restart.
So when it says, please press exposure switch, that's when we'll have our patient positioned, right? You can have them positioned beforehand, like I said, but again, sometimes they think it already rotated, then they try to step out. We're gonna need to grab a bite block, so we're gonna make our way.
So what'd you do? All you did was just restart the computer. That's it?
Oh, for that issue, I switched the panel. That's a CT issue I'm dealing with. I just had calibration. I'll fix it for you. Oh, I didn't position it first. So I'm gonna cancel this, the positioner, because when you get to the press the exposure switch screen, you can no longer move it up and down. It's no longer adjusting.
Okay.
This is a pan out. Do you need a pan out or do you want me to take a pan out?
I can take a piano.
Whatever you guys want. I really don't care. I'll take a pan out.
Oh. And take a step forward again. All right. Raise a little bit more.
You want the plastic sleeve on there?
Yeah, I'm about to get it wrong. Sorry. I'm tired, y'all.
Oh yeah, that is. Why is it got a funky mirror right there?
I think it's because of the mirror behind it.
Really?
Yes, I don't remember ever having a mirror this bad. Usually.
No, hold on. Let me stay in here. Let me stand here. Now I'm blocking the mirror.
And it's still weird?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the mirror in the back.
Really? Okay. I'll ask him about the mirror.
Yeah, that
I've never
has.
had a mirror.
It looks. Yeah, that's like one of those clown mirrors.
Yeah,
That is like. Yeah.
And maybe because I'm short, I just thought it was.
Yeah, no. That has nothing to do with the mirror in the back. That's,
okay.
It's a push on that.
It's a clown mirror.
Yeah, see, look, it's loose. It's loose. It's like a plastic. It's not even a mirror. You see, it's not attached.
Oh, okay.
So that's not even a real mirror.
I'll take care of that.
$70,000 and you give us that crap
I
from
didn't know it's a clown mirror.
50,000. Sorry, for 70 we would have got a real
We
mirror.
would yeah.
Yes, sir. You did not purchase our elite device. So, if you can step forward, just making sure you're genuine. All right, and then you can grab the bite block yourself, and what you want to do is bite into the groove there and pull back. So if you're pulling back, don't pull back too much. Yeah, just your teeth. That way your teeth are touching the back of things, right? Okay. And what we want to look at here is look at our mid-sagittal line and make sure it's going directly down. As we can see, it's going straight down and it's separating right across the face, right? And then we want to look at her Frankfurt line, which we can adjust with this knob here. And we want to line it up with the tragus of her ear and the bottom of her orbital socket. So I think we're in actually like a really good position. Can you smile for me? We're going to look at the canine laser, which is that second laser to the right. That canine laser, as long as it's on her canine tooth, doesn't look like it is, because I can adjust it
a
from
little
this
bit.
side.
Needs to go back just a little bit.
Okay, let me see if I can adjust it from the remote here.
Yeah. This is. That's what it is. I'm still in.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna try to adjust, and I'll let
There
you.
it is. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So we're adjusting it to get it on the canine teeth. Every laser looks fine here, so we should come out with a pretty good image. We want to grab the yellow or orangish ring. I don't know what color y'all think this is, but we're gonna grab it underhand. Mustard. Yeah, we'll grab it underhand, and that should give our patients the proper positioning. That way, their back is straight, and we won't have to worry about the spine being too much in the image.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. So from here, From here, I'm going to click ready. It's going to rotate, but it's not the scan. And just be clear. Oh, I could have pressed it on that touch screen over there.
Oh, okay. This is the one that you said that you position the patient later after you press it the first time?
When I started, it rotated to get in the position, and then I pressed ready after I had the patient positioned correctly. That way they don't think it's taking a scan. You see when it's green, that means it's ready to capture. That means we take a step back and we go into the opposite room. Or as far as you want to go back with it.
There you go.
And then you're going to hold the button all the way through until you hear a beep.
Do you guys feel that tingling? What you doing?
Instagram.
And don't move it.
Are you
for
doing
us
an
yet.
Instagram?
It is finished, but if they back up, they might get hit by the machine. One thing I did forget to include really quickly was that we do have our temple supports, which you can rotate to hold your patient still. Now with the goofy mirror, it kind of doesn't keep them still because they're moving around. But usually the mirror is supposed to be like a concentration thing. So I'll get that figured out for you. So here on our screen, we can see we have our panel image
That's a
taken.
nice handle.
One
See
condyle,
the front
really
teeth.
big.
I want to see.
One massive condyle on the left. That's something to do with.
So here I would request a
Yeah.
surgery immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
There's
Yeah,
a
one side's bigger.
positioning error probably with the condyle. Unless she has one big condyle.
Possibly.
No, you can see that whole side is larger.
Yeah,
whole left.
maybe if I would have used our temple supports, we could have held it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Do
yeah,
I
yeah.
have a pocket distal of number 18?
Yeah, you do actually.
I don't know.
Look
What the
at that.
hell?
Look at that defect
Take a
right
picture
there.
later.
Do you have an earring on?
I have a nose ring
Oh,
on.
nose ring. Okay, okay. So obviously you want your patients to remove all types of jewelry and even possibly
Sail
sunglasses.
alley.
That way you don't and disrupt the image.
Yeah.
One thing you'll notice, and we know that's her nose ring, but that is a very similar area that you'll see if they have earrings on. It will reflect in the center of the picture, and you'll get double imaging. You'll have an earring, and then you'll have an earring here, and it'll look weird. Like, what are these things in it? it's always areas that take up some of the image, or high necklaces that go up here.
Okay, very good.
How do you adjust this?
So, okay, so first we want to make sure our patient his spine is straight and he's upright as much as he can be. If in the case he's this tall, we have to take a half step forward, and basically he'll be leaning in a way. He'll hold on to the ring, and that will the
Okay.
machine is strong enough to hold up his spine.
Okay.
Or you could sit.
Or you can sit some for maybe a wheelchair patient, or you can just bring it if you feel like he would need to. It would be easier for him. Okay. So in this case, we want to look at our mid-sagittal. It looks perfect. Usually that's never going to have a problem. It's always going to be lined. Our Frankfurt line is controlled by that.
Move that.
Yeah. So we have that. So we want an orbital socket and tragus. We may have to lower his head a little. If that makes sense.
You want to lower it down?
But let me see. On this side. Oh, it looks fine. He's fine. Okay, and then you want to look at the canine laser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which can be adjusted with the remote. On this page, it's not adjustable here,
Okay.
but you want to use your remote to adjust it. And it is these two indicators here. So step 2, and normally your patient would be sitting here this long. We're just going over. You might want to stay on that side because it's easier to see.
So this is the protocol one. This is 8x8 or 5.
So this one is going to be 8 by 8.
Not too tight. Oh, Heather, back it off.
I don't want to do
Back
it.
it off.
Stop.
Oh, she pressed the button.
I'm so confused. I'm leaving.
He's like, I'm out. I just hit the canine button.
So yeah, you want them to smile so you can
Okay,
see
smile.
it. I'll explain all the clocks for you. And they're also
I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Where's the guy? The plastic.
That doesn't seem like
Oh,
Oh my god.
what'd you press?
The canine button. Okay, I'm done. Here.
So if we have the canine, so I'll look at it real quickly.
I'm gonna dump his line from laughing.
It's, everything is okay, and we can press ready from the screen over there.
Okay.
It's gonna rotate. from
And
here.
then I hit the button when it lights up.
It's gonna say it's gonna turn green, and it's gonna say you can press it. Great scan. Now hold it all the way through. It's gonna make a beep. Get very close to the head. It's because it has to.
Can I look out?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And so the way the image processing works in CTs is
Where's my wine?
load up. So it's gonna tell you the percentages there.
Thanks.
Now, unfortunately, I have not installed the software or on demand yet, so we won't be able to open it until I'm done. But
Wait, say it again?
I didn't install the software to launch it yet, so we won't be able to open it until I'm done installing. And then we're fine. I forgot about it. I'll take care of it. So, confirm. And we'll see it in here. Got to let it load up. Wrong patient.
Paul.
Gotcha. No 3D viewer has been attached.
Oh, so right now, he just,
Give me a moment to get your 3D viewer set up. And then there's a huge guide for this. Please hold on to this. It's a lot to it. On demand is a newer version of the software that I train in. I train in Zealous software. So on demand has some things I don't even know yet, but the machine, the type of unit you have is actually really new. So not too familiar with the newer software on it. but I think it's very similar, so I'll train you on it. That's not as bad. So in on demand they have a DVR, which I'm not quite sure about yet, but the 3D tab, these are very similar to Zealous. This is a better version of Zealous. I will do the training with you guys showing you Zealous, but I'm going to also go through it on demand and show you the differences. On demand is supposed to have way more functionality, and there's a manual here that I'm not going to suggest you guys read, but in here I'm going to send you a video version of the guide. We just got it out, so even I haven't had time to go through it completely, and then I haven't seen any huge differences except for it's gray and the options are a little spread out. It's a little different. But from here, are there any questions, anything that I may have missed that I need to go over? I will point to, before I do anything or leave, I'm going to point to everything and show you everything where it is. I still have to do a balancing of the machine using this level that y'all let me borrow. and then I will make it look pretty and take all that trash out for you.
I'll take the trash down, brother.
You're the greatest. So I'm gonna make it look better for you guys. They at the bottom here, you can still see everything. The little metal plates on the little blue wrappers down there, it makes it look completely solid. So now that we have, now we go into Smart Dent.
Okay.
And the first thing you'll see in Smart Dent is the patients that we've done today. Now I usually hit clear and then search, and it brings up all your patients, right?
Oh, okay.
And it brings it up in this order. From here, we'll go to your file. Double click it to get to the screen. We have our two CTs. We have our CT button, which we'll press, which will give us the ability to go to our 3D viewer, export it, and even reject it. If it's rejected, just give me a call. I'll get it back on there.
Do you have the power to get rid of the reject button? Why is the reject button there?
There's a lot of weird things inside that software. I guess if you wanted to delete, like if you took several images and then
okay, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you throw it away, it's still somewhere. That's
still somewhere on the D drive.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, this piece we got to save because I guess he gave us what is it? You said a toolbox or something?
He's showing. It was a toolkit.
Okay, toolkit. So we got to put this in a toolkit.
All right, I'll explain it to you here. On this drive here, it's on demand, and this is the software package. You install the software across your office, right? Including this PC, which is already installed.
So the software is on that USB drive there. Okay.
If you wanted to send it to a different office, don't use this USB. Use a whole other USB.
But we just install the on-demand software onto their USB?
There's a viewer functionality in here, so I'll show you here. And this is going to be without any scan in it. And give me a moment to try to figure out which button it is, because this is a little foreign right now. Save. That's just save project. So here, you'll save the DICOM, the viewer version, into DICOM, and then you'll choose where you want to locate it on your drive.
Right.
It's basically a big uploading. You'll upload this patient into that flash drive, and they'll be able to look at it in a viewer version. I'll explain. I'm going to have a Zealous training or on-demand training with you guys online, remotely. So I'll explain everything. In the back of this computer is a dongle that gives you access to it. It's basically a license for it. If that's removed, nobody can use it in the entire office.
Oh, really?
So you have to leave that dongle in. And also, through the network, when you network this computer to everything else, that's when you'll have that ability to download everything.
So you said the on-demand, it's on that right there.
This is just for install. So you plug it in a computer, install it.
For install.
For install.
So is there any reason why we can't?
If you sent it to a different office?
No, I'm saying put that same install. Like we lose that. What happens?
Oh, I have Dropbox drives. What they did.
Okay, so that means we can get one of those for somebody else to install.
Yeah, but they won't have the license drive, which is in the back of your computer.
So that only work. That's what you're saying. That only.
Yeah, they kind of have like a safety measure, so you don't. Yeah.
But wait, so if I take that to the other computer, I still can't use it just like we use it here.
Right, only because it's over the same network. So they'll see that it's
Okay.
it's a big.
Okay. So as long as this computer is on the network, then it sees it. Oh, okay.
Then every computer can have it.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, they really
Okay.
keep it locked up. I'm gonna put it back in here.